Hey everybody, hey. Hello everyone. Hey everybody, hey. Yep, I got a scarf on my head. Hey everybody. Hey everybody, how you doing today? Hey everybody, good morning. Good morning. Hey everybody. Blue Stripe Bankroll. What? If I'm gonna have to stop blocking y'all coming on my live with some spam. Hey everybody. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody today? Good morning. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the hearts. Good morning, everybody. So, I really jumped on here to see how you guys are doing today. Oh, thank you. Love you. Oh. I wanted to see how everybody was doing this morning. I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing my Wednesday check-in. Today is Wednesday, right? Yeah. I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing my Wednesday check-ins. Normally this is my time that I, try to see if I need if you guys need anything or what you guys want to talk about, so we can have some good morning talks. But I also had one story that I really wanted to read to you guys. Good morning. And I wanted to make sure that you guys, I love supporting people. I love supporting independent music. Y'all know I love music. I am a big music person. Well, you know what? You came to the right page to laugh, baby, because all you need is positive energy. I have seen people make it out of the worst medical diagnosis all because they stay happy. Being very truthful. So, what we talking about? My 15 minutes walking support, leaning against first but not walking. Baby, my grandson do the same thing. Leave that baby. I let him do what he want. I don't even. Besides in the walker, my grandson would take like 2 steps and be like, "That's it," and I leave him alone because I don't want to rush him because of it's. I feel like me rushing him is me trying to put him on my time. Oh hey. So do I train? No, I do not. Only thing I have a nanny course. That's the only thing that I help with. But so far as doula and midwife, you need to be a nurse. You can't teach. Well, I'm not gonna say can't. Why do you want to teach your 3-year-old your cell phone number? Hey. Hey everybody, hello. Working on nursing, yep. So once you start working on nursing, you can actually take a class for midwife and doula. They should offer it through the nursing program. Thank you, TikTok, for filtering some of the comments. You try warm prune juice for constipation. Warm prune juice. Let them eat an apple. Make sure you add extra fiber to their diet so they can naturally go to the bathroom. But adding fiber to their diet actually helps a whole lot with constipation. Prune juice, prune candy, apple juice, and stuff like that. Don't be in a hurry with I don't know why they have a filter on my thing. What it say? What the filter say? But make sure that you're giving them a lot of fiber to help with naturally going to the bathroom. So for everybody that's asking how to get my baby to walk, please go to my podcast and listen to that episode on my podcast. We talk about a baby walking on my podcast. The link for the podcast is in the link tree, and I think I added the link to this one. So that is how you do that. Yeah, I know a lot of stuff has to be worded differently. Because I have to block a lot of the little fake accounts when I'm on live, and it's so sad. Like, I be having good conversations with you guys, and then I have somebody crazy. See? So I'm not big on pushing kids to do anything just for the simple reasons that we want them to do it. I'm not big on pushing the kid to walk, to talk. The only thing I'm big on is pushing the kid to sleep in their own room, because I like to sleep in the nude. So I don't want none of that. I don't need nobody. My grandson don't even get into bed with me. He don't even sleep in my room since he's been able to stand up on the side of his bassinet. Came straight on upstairs in his room. But if you have any questions about walking, potty training, and sleeping through the night, the best thing to do is to go to my YouTube for all of that stuff and listen to my podcast, because I know I have all of those tricks on there. Oh yeah, I tell parents all the time, please, please, please don't make your house quiet to, hey baby, don't make your house quiet to put your baby to sleep. That's just a no-no. My grandson can sleep through me cleaning, vacuuming, all of it. I made sure that I tell all my parents, never make your house quiet for your child to sleep. That means you will never be able to actually do anything, because everybody is, shh, the baby sleep. No, baby, we making noise. How to get kids to take medicine, it just depends on how old the child is. For a baby, you can put it in their nipple and let them suck it, but make sure you put a little milk in that nipple before you put the medicine. You want them to kind of be like, okay, I tried. For a toddler, you can take an empty juice container, cut the back of it out, and put the put the medicine in that, and they'll think they're drinking juice. Oh yeah, baby, I'm real big on making sure babies sleep through noise. Yes, you need hard bottoms. Get these babies hard bottoms. Stop putting these babies on tennis shoes that are low top. They need support for them ankles. Please make sure that my babies have high top shoes on when you're trying to get them to walk. Do not send these babies to school and they are over 7 months with no shoes on. Once you notice that your baby is starting to stand up a little bit, put some hard bottoms on. They don't need no Air Force Ones. They don't need no Nikes. They don't need no Air Max. They need high top shoes. High top supported shoes. It's not about fashion. It is about making sure they have the support. Stop trying to do everything. Yeah, my baby got some brand new Nikes on, but he can't walk. It's unnecessary. All you need is some hard bottoms. Go to Stride Right. Buster Browns is what my kids used to wear. Them hard bottoms. Yeah, they hurt though. Ooh, when they kick you, that shit hurt. Stride Right. Yep. We doing hard bottoms. We ain't doing all that extra. Nope. You want, and they sell a lot of soft bottoms and all of that. But please let's stop pacifiers. How to get them off the pacifier? The best way to get a child off the pacifier is put a little hole in the nipple of the pacifier, and it'll start sucking different to them. And normally they throw it away. Yeah, my kids didn't do a lot of name brand growing up. We did Sears, Old Navy, probably some stuff from Dillard's, cause my auntie spoiled my kids, so they were by them name brand. I didn't. But I'm all good for going on. That's the name of it. Yes. So please, I need to see if I can contact that lady at Tips and Tots. I love Stride Right, Buster Brown, all of that stuff for hard bottoms. Yep, we're doing hard bottoms. We ain't trying to look fashion. We got to get out of thinking that kids care about fashion. I saw a post, and this lady was saying her baby daddy had brought her son some light up shoes and the outfit from Walmart. And all my son wears is name brand. He always a name brand. Kids don't care about name brand. You want to make sure your child is happy. Get them light up shoes. I'm telling y'all, I have clients who can afford the $500-600 pair of tennis shoes for their kids, and them kids be looking at them shoes like. But when it comes to them light up shoes, oh baby, they want all the light up shoes they heart can get. Yeah, I don't do all that. Good morning. Hey man, I love some good light up shoes. I'm a big fan of buying my babies. My grandson, like, I went to Rack Room and they had shoes on sale, and I think I got him I got him some New Balance and some Vans for like $40. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure he can get in and he can do what he needs to do in them shoes. I'm not trying to make sure he got on no Nikes, no Jordans, none of that. Yes, let them babies wear them light up shoes. Baby formula. My favorite baby formula companies. Gerber has a good, and I just sent it to one of my clients. Let me see. I just sent a recommendation to one of my clients for some baby food. Well, baby formula. Let me see if I can find it. Cause she had my baby crying. So this is, y'all see it? I gotta turn this light off so y'all can see it. That's the best formula. It's gentle on their stomach. It works good. So when you're looking for a formula for your babies and you change that formula and the baby starts passing gas and it smells like real bad eggs, that means it's not, it's messing up their stomach. It's not settling on their stomach good. So you might want to change it, but you also want to make sure that you are getting sensitive stomach. A lot of these babies are allergic to dairy products and soy, so you want to make sure that you're doing baby formula that is good for sensitive stomachs. Hey y'all. So yeah, that's the best one. When it comes to transitioning over from formula to regular milk, y'all know I am very big and against cow's milk. We have so many different kind of milks we can give our kids instead of giving them cow's milk. We have almond, we have coconut. Y'all know I like Ripple. Thank you for the roses. There's so many different kind of milks we can give instead of doing cow's milk. But what else y'all got? Oh, hey, thank you. Yeah, you're right. I don't buy. Look, I am big on not spending too much money on nothing for a child that's gonna outgrow it. When I tell y'all, the older I get, the more I notice that I'm not gonna say I'm cheap, but I budget a lot more lately. And one of my girlfriends was just laughing. She said, I saw that you purchased a new purse. And I was like, yeah. She said, did you go to the store? I was like, nope, I got it from a secondhand store. I'm not spending that money on that bag. I'm going to, it's new to me just because I ain't got to get it from the store. But, yeah, boys they grow too fast. I love secondhand clothes for kids. I'm not big on buying brand new clothes. I just spent $100 at Once Upon a Child for my grandson and got everything he needs for the winter. Everything. Coats, jeans, jogging suits, hoodies. $100. He probably got like 30 outfits. Undershirts, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, jeans. I'm not spending money for a child that's going to grow every 3 days. So I always tell my parents, please, secondhand stores. Yeah, I love Goodwill, all of that. Hey, y'all. Hey. You got to be smart. My kids still, let me see. I think when my kids were younger, I did Goodwill. I didn't go to stores and do all of that stuff. I went to Goodwill. Yeah, 3-year-old has horrible eczema. Check on what kind of detergent you're using for them. Pull back all. Do a dairy-free, gluten-free diet. That normally helps with eczema too. I have a body butter that's good for dry skin. You can apply that because it's natural. It has no fragrance in it, but I do have some that have fragrance. But for my dry skin clients, I normally like for them to do just the fragrance free. Try that. What else? Make sure wherever they lay their head at, you're using sensitive skin detergent on it. Even if they lay in your bed, make sure you bring a blanket from their room for them to lay on for sensitive skin. Yeah, Consignment is still good too, but I am all for a good Goodwill, thrift store. I'm doing all that. I still go thrift store shopping for myself. So I just told my husband, we got a trip coming up. And I was like, man, I got to go buy me some clothes. I'm going to Goodwill. I don't care. I have, if the only time I get new clothes is if I really see something, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and buy. But other than that, I'm a Goodwill girl, y'all. Hey, Jay. That's my best friend. Hey, Jay. Shoes. I haven't did a lot of secondhand shoes unless I am shopping at like a thrift boutique, like people have a consignment store. Then I've done consignment shoes. Yeah, consignment purses. I've done that. Like it's a lot of good consignment stores in Atlanta that I done been to buy my handbags and like boots and stuff. But let me tell you, when I get it home, when I tell you I Lysol the hell out of those shoes and sit them in the sun, I do. Yes, kids get ran through. Oof, them shoes and them kids. That's all I got. I don't. That's anything you buy. You can buy something from the store and it can have a spirit on it. That's why you have to make sure that you pay attention to that feeling of what something brings. You bring it to your house. Yeah, Sheen sells very. I am a big Sheen person. I love Sheen. I'm trying to get Sheen to do a collaboration with me. Cause baby, I wear all this stuff. I be in this thing like all of that. All of that. I love Sheen. Oh, thank you. So let me make y'all laugh. This Fendi scarf is probably 30 years old. Don't tell nobody, but I stole this from my mama when I moved to Atlanta 20 years ago. And I done had it since I was like 14, 15. Hey, mama, if you on here, I love you, girl. But I stole this from my mama. This how old this scarf is. Yeah, this is a real old school Fendi scarf. I normally don't have to size up when I wear Sheen. Unless, like, my hoodies, I like my hoodies in the large. Even though I'm a medium, I still like my hoodies in the large from Sheen. Hey, y'all. What else? Yeah, nothing else. Anything that I get from Sheen, I normally can get the regular size of it. I just found out that Sheen sells damn fake nails. You know, I've been wearing press-on nails, and I just found out that Sheen sell. My daughter just told me Sheen sell press-on nails. I was so excited. I was like, let me get me some press-on nails. I haven't did any Sheen shoes. My daughter does, and she really likes them. They really look good. Like the sandals and stuff, she buys them all the time. But you know, I don't like block heels. But yeah, they sell home. They sell home decor. Oh, baby, don't tell me that. When did Sheen start selling home? Oh, I'm getting ready to go on Sheen. Don't tell me that. Your baby's going to daycare at 12 weeks. Don't call the daycare every day asking what your baby doing. I got a full video on YouTube about when the things are doing your baby starts school. Don't call the daycare every 5 minutes. What they baby doing? They ain't got time. Don't do it. Make sure that you pack at least 10 to 15 diapers a day. 3 full outfits. That's an undershirt, pants, and socks. You want to make sure you got at least 5 bibs and put everything in Ziploc bags. And put the child's name on everything. And when I say everything, you want to make sure that baby name is so big on the back of that bib that, I mean, I don't have any of my grandson's stuff in here, but when my grandson started daycare, when I tell y'all I had stuff on, I was like action, big as day on everything he had. So you want to make sure that you put everything, put his name on everything, bottles, tops, what else? Put a bottle, like a small bottle with like 3 ounces of water in it just in case the baby is kind of constipated and you want to do that. Who didn't have kids? I got 2 grown kids. 23 and 24. I ain't got no babies. I ain't got no babies. I got grown-ups. I ain't got no babies. Y'all got babies. I ain't got no babies. My grandson is my baby. That's it. But I got grown kids. Thank you. Yeah, baby. I got grown kids. I told y'all I started young. Thank you, girl. I'll be 42 in January. I'll be 42 in January. But yeah, I started early with the kids. See? I am done. Thank you. That grandbaby is the only thing me and my husband have been really like, this is what we needed. Because, me and my husband have been trying to get pregnant for years. I got pregnant last year. Yeah, last year? Yeah, I got pregnant last year and had a miscarriage. And this was my husband's first time ever. Like, he has no kids but ours. No, I'm a Capricorn. Let's get that right. Capricorn, big Capricorn energy over here, baby. So after I miscarried, I asked him, do you want to try again? And he was like, because it took a lot out of him. So now we happy with that grandbaby. When I tell y'all we so happy with that grandbaby, we love every second of it. And I told him if he want to have a baby, the only reason I still got all my tools and do all of that is because I know my husband wanted kids. I was like, I give you one. I got you one time, buddy. I give you one. But if you good at it, you better try to get two for that one. But I am happy to be a grandparent. That's it. I love every second of it. Yeah, big Capricorn energy over here, boo. I love every second of being a grandparent. I do. Now, would I get a hysterectomy? Nah, I keep everything. My doctor told me to keep everything. Just so I don't have to, take hormones and stuff. That's all I needed was one. So here's the thing about daycares. As much as we talk about bad daycares, there are some amazing daycares out there. There are daycares who have had kids that been there, like everybody in the family used the same daycare. So there are actually some very good daycares, even though we only talk about the bad ones. There's some real good daycares out there. I even was like, let's do a post, and I do a post today, and I ask people to just name good daycares. I don't need y'all to be like, well, my kids go, Just say, hey, this is a good daycare. You don't have to tell us your kids go there. Just say this is a good daycare. That way parents from no matter what state or area they're in, they can see, oh, this is a good daycare. Let's try this daycare. Oh, this seemed like this was cool. So that's always a good thing to do. Oh yeah, grandbaby's a different type of love. I love every second of it. I love all of it. Every second of it. I am really just like, oh, I love it. Oh yeah, I love it. Like, I have a good friend that has a daycare in Lovejoy, Georgia. It's like Henry County, Lovejoy. Like, if anybody's on that south side and you're in that Lovejoy area, I would recommend her daycare. It's called Modestry. I would recommend anything that lady do. I'll recommend, because I know her personally. I know who she is. I know what kind of heart and spirit she has, and she's in Lovejoy. And when I say she about that, she ain't no complaints coming over here. And she fired people. You don't want to do right by them kids? She gonna get you on up out of there. It is 12/12 on the 12th. Wow, I just got that number. 12/12/12. You know what? I love working with kids, but y'all had to get me on a day. Like, one of my clients brought her, my grandson and her son and her daughter always play good together. So we went and got her daughter. Yeah, them folks was around here terrorizing my dogs. I was like, what are y'all doing? It's crazy. You said lotto time. I need to play the lottery. I get 12/12 a lot, but my grandmother also passed on 12/12. So I got that tattooed on me. 12/12/21. So every time I see 1212, I always rub my arm. I had a story for you guys, and I just wanted to do one story because I was waiting for the lady to say she was on the live before I got on here, and she just, yeah, I got a grandson. He won. He'll be 2 in May. It's my baby. All right, so let me find this email. Oh, thank you. There you go. Hey, everybody that's just joining in. So we're going to do, oh, wow, 12, 13, 13. That's so cool. So we're going to do this one story because, well, let me log in. I was on my website working. Man, y'all, my nanny course is actually doing very well. And I added Afterpay to my nanny course to help people out. I might be able to take it back to its regular price at the beginning of the year. I'm gonna put it back at its regular price, but I changed it to help people out so they'll be able to take the course. But adding Afterpay to my nanny course was probably one of the best things that I actually did, and I'm happy that oh wow, you got a little cousin birthday 11/11/11. That's crazy. But I'm actually happy I did that. I'm actually very happy that I took the time to add an Afterpay to my nanny course. Makes me feel like a, hoot hoot kind of moment. Because Afterpay was like, nope. And I kept on going and kept on talking to them, and they finally were like, oh, okay. Thank y'all for all the hearts. Let me see. I gotta log in so I can get this story for y'all. Your baby birthday 999. That is good. Okay, so I have 3 people online, and they said that I could, hey, you thought I was fresh out of college? Man, I wish. I'll be 42 in January. Just wait. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to get ready to be fine. I'm working out. I'm trying to get myself together. I'll be mad sometimes. Okay, so one of these emails is totally different from anything I ever. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Everybody always asks me, what's your skin routine? I use my body, like I'm one of those people that I didn't just put a product out. I actually use my product over my whole body, my face. That's why my face be so shiny a lot of times, y'all, when I be on live. Because I put my body butter on and it makes it real shiny. But I use my own body butter. I drink a lot of water. I make sure to have regular orgasms. However I get them. I exercise. I probably walk 12 miles a week. I try to get between 8 to 12 miles a week done. Yeah. I am all for it. I am getting it. I refuse to not feel good and look good. I am responsible for my happiness, and one of the things that makes me happy is being able to walk and exercise and do all of that stuff. So, yeah, I love it. I really tell people drinking a lot of water helps your skin a lot, and I like coconut water. Oh, babe, I cut so much BS out of my life. That was When I turned 40, I bullshit y'all not. It was like all of the fucks that I had, they went away at midnight on my 40th birthday. I woke up with a different attitude. I woke up, if it doesn't bring me joy and it is outside of my boundaries, I don't do it. Like, this is, please get this book. The boundaries that I have, hey baby, I'm big on boundaries. I color. If this is part of my inner child, because my inner child likes to color, so we sit and color all of the time. And that's probably one of the best things that I started doing was just coloring. Like, me and my inner child, y'all, I'm dead serious. Me and my inner child will just sit and color. You have to literally sit down with that inner teenage, like that inner teenage in me. That's why I wear a lot of bracelets, because that inner teenager in me loves bracelets. Loves the clink, 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 clink of the bracelets. I love all of it. Oh, you missed the book. Set boundaries, find peace. And for my parents, please journal. Did y'all know I have journals out? Baby, I love coloring. Please journal. Journal. Please. When I tell y'all will feel so much better, because a lot of times it be stuff that's just, we don't tell anybody. And it makes you feel so much better to get all of it out. Even, I write letters to people, like when I journal, even when I first started doing my parent journal, it was to apologize to me. Well, the first few pages, I apologize for not getting the help that I needed. I apologize to myself for not, reading books on being a parent. I apologize to myself for thinking that, this was okay and that was okay. And I had to release all of that. And at the end of the year, I take all of my journals and I burn them. And I just tell the universe, I appreciate you for giving me every lesson. I do. I really, really do. Baby, I color. I'm a color. I'm a color. I'm going to sit my grown tail in this office, baby. I'm going to turn some music on. I'm going to turn my waterfall on my desk. On my altar, because I have an altar in my office. I'm going to turn my waterfall on my altar. I'm going to light a white candle. It depends on what kind of energy I need. And now I see it's 12:21. Boy, these ones and twos. I'm going to make sure that I align myself and ground myself. And if that inner teenager or inner child, whatever music it wants to listen to, this is what I do. I have learned, in order for me to be a better grandparent, wife, friend, parent, I had to be a better me. And a part of being a better me was to get everything out. When I say everything, stuff I didn't tell people, the hurt, the pain, the trauma, I got it all out. And I wrote people letters. Anybody that has hurt my feelings, anybody who has wronged me, I start writing letters. Even though I'm not going to give them those letters, I start writing letters to say, hey, this is how I feel. This is this. People I ain't talked to in years. I start writing letters down. And after I write and get it all out, I tell it it's no longer attached to me. You no longer have the power. I take my power back. I take my energy back, and I release you. I release that soul tie, that friendship tie, whatever tie that we have. I release all of it. Oh, yeah. I tell, baby, me and this. So, even if I don't journal every day, I try to at least journal 4 or 5 times a week. And when I journal, I'm telling you everything. Hey, baby, I'm telling everything. We getting it all out in the open. We telling all of it. Let me tell you what this did today. That's my journal. We doing all of it. I have learned releasing all of that negative and not keeping it balled up. It helps me so much. Hey, y'all. Baby, I get it all out, all of it. And then to reward myself at the end, I color. And I sit up here in my office for hours just listening to music, meditating, and just coloring. Just once a year. Jordan normally does my eyebrows once a year. She doesn't have to do them often. Like she just did a fill-in for my eyebrows a few months ago. So unless I have a photo, like I'm supposed to do a photo shoot for my birthday, then if I need it, I'll tell her to do it. But normally, just once a year, she'll do a fill-in. If not, I'll just take a eyebrow pencil and kind of fill it in. That's it. Nothing big. Do I have a gratitude journal? I do. Thank you. Yes, I write all of my gratitude. Now, normally with my gratitude, I say it every day. I give gratitude daily. And I thank God and I thank the universe. I am just like at all at everything that's going on. Now, my gratitude journal, y'all know how when you were younger, you would write a journal, you'd be like, yeah, that bitch had pissed me out. My journal writing has changed so much over the years because I'm happier, and it's not like that fake happy. Because for so long I noticed, and I learned this through my therapist, that I had been working through depression. I was a person that can function through depression. And I always wanted everybody else to be happy, but in the inside I was miserable. And I had to release a lot of stuff, a lot of trying to make other people happy. Once I started releasing a lot of that stuff in my journal, I felt so much better. Oh, I do all that high functional depression. I was very high functioning and I was very depressed. But you couldn't tell. Until I got home by myself in the shower, I was just crying. I remember one day I was sitting at home and I was crying and I didn't even know why I was crying for. I just was just like, I don't know what's going on. So when I first started seeing a therapist, that was one of the best things that I did. Because I remember I was talking to my therapist one time, and she just moved, so I'm looking for a new therapist now because my therapist decided that she was taking a 5-year break to be with her family, which I ain't mad at her. I appreciate that. And she gave me enough time to find another therapist, and I love her for that. But when I first started talking to her, she was like, so what do you do when you're like real depressed? I was like, shop. I shop. When I'm real depressed, I just go shopping. Yep, that was me. I was like, she was like, so when you're depressed, what do you do? I shop. That's it. And she was like, oh, so you shopping as a method to help your depression? I was like, yeah, shopping makes me happy. And she was like, the only reason shopping really makes you happy is because you feel like you're in control of something. You feel that if you shop and you look good, you don't look depressed, and you don't want people to know that you're depressed because you know that you have to be happy. And I was like, bitch, this our first time meeting and this how you talk to me? Yes, I was like, this is my first time here with you and you come at me this hard? Like, you coming at me real hard and this is our first time here. And she was like, that's really the only reason that you shop so much is you feel control. You got control of it. And if you look good, people say you look good, you feel good, so you shop a lot because you want to be able to look good. Good morning. And I was like, well, yeah, maybe you're right. Like, I like shopping, but it's just because I like shopping. And she was like, don't shop for a year and see how you feel. now when sales and stuff go on and stuff, I don't feel like I have to shop. I just be like, I don't need anything. And I had to learn to tell myself, you don't need anything. You're really just shopping because you're bored, or you're shopping because something made you mad. So now when I feel like I need to go shopping, or I feel like I need to spend some money, or I want to do something like that, I just put money on my altar and I give gratitude that I'm able to acknowledge the feeling and not go towards it. Because that was really the only reason your girl was doing so much shopping. Now, I don't even shop that often. It was just to fill the void. And now when sales and stuff go on, I be like, you know what? I really don't need anything. So there's really no, like, I sit down and analyze, what do you need and what do you want? Yep, that's exactly what I do. I sit down and analyze, is it a need or a want? Do you really need this, or do you just want this? And I was like, I don't need it. Oh yeah, I've never had a therapist that's just been like, No, I take that back. So y'all know that I'm not gonna say a victim. I was in a domestic relationship with the guy who signed my kid's birth certificate, and it was very hard. And I remember going to therapy because the court had ordered me to go to therapy when I had a miscarriage. Like, I don't know if I told you guys this story, so this is a trigger warning. I don't want anybody on here, and I don't want to make y'all feel sad because I know a lot of y'all are at work, but I want y'all to know that I am truly okay. I really got the help that I need, so it doesn't have an attachment to me like it used to, so I can be very open about it. The guy who signed my kid's birth certificate was very abusive, and the day that he put me in the hospital, I had a broken nose, I had a concussion, he had fractured like 5 or 6 of my ribs. And as I was on the table doing all of the stuff for the police and all of that stuff, because I ended up going to the hospital, I had a miscarriage. I was like 5 months. I didn't even know I was pregnant, but I thank God that, should I say that? Yeah. I'm okay with that. So I'm happy that it didn't proceed with us having 3 kids. Those 2, fine, they grown. So, I remember going through all of that, and I remember they sent me to this therapist, and this lady was just like, everything that I was saying was more of a and I remember going to like meetings for domestic violence, for women that went through domestic violence, and I had went to like these I had went through these like group settings, and I was always the only black person in there, and I was like, I don't like this. And I was going to a church in South Memphis. Y'all know I'm from Memphis. I was going to the church, and I found out that they had like meetings for women that went through domestic violence. Oh, what is this? I've never seen this kind of gift. Thank you. And I was talking to this group, and I finally found a group of women that were black, and I was able to open up more into this group because they understood. Y'all, after going through all of that in Memphis and moved, I know the Galaxy was so pretty. I've never had a Galaxy, so I truly appreciate that. She sounds like a prescriber rather than someone that is helpful. I don't know who that is. Thank you. So when I made it through all of that, and I actually found a good therapist to help me unload all of the stuff that had went on from years and years and years, I was like, you know what? I probably would actually make it. I will be okay. And I hate that I stopped going to therapy because life got to me, and I stopped going to therapy as much as I should have. And when I started back going to therapy, this therapist was totally different because her ass made me talk. She wasn't just no, that baby made me talk. She was like, let's talk about it. And I was like, let's talk about what? Let's talk about how you feel. Let's talk about the past pain. Let's talk about this. She made me talk about everything. And I didn't know how much it helped for me to talk about it. And the more I talked about it, the easier it got to talk to other people. Like I have spoke at domestic violence shelters. I have spoke with young people. I have learned that it doesn't control me as much as it did before. Before I was very embarrassed about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about I stayed in a relationship because of this, and I stayed because of the kids, because I felt stupid. So I didn't want to talk about it. But then the more and more I started talking about it, the more I was like, and one of the things my therapist told me was that the more you start talking about it, the more it isn't attached to you as much. And I kind of learned that even though I went through all of that, what I went through probably can help somebody else. And what I went through could help somebody decide that they want to leave sooner. So I'm looking for a new therapist now because my therapist is taking 5 years off. She's actually, she was pregnant. She just had her baby. So she's taking 5 years with her child, but she did send out some reference for us. And I was like, but yes, having a therapist was one of the best things that I did. When I also did a spiritual coach. So I ended up having a spiritual coach, kind of like a life coach, but on a spiritual tip. And that was another great thing that I did, was to have a life coach. And it really has helped me out a whole lot. Like, it made me have that confidence that I lost. Because people don't understand, when you go through bad relationship, especially domestic violence, you lose a lot of your confidence. You lose who you are. Like, you forget that you that bitch. You forget how popping you really are, because you have been listening to somebody tell you for so long that you ain't popping. But once you start getting that confidence back, you be like, I am that bitch. Like, I forgot about how strong I am. And you finally sit down and you're like, you know what? I'm actually that bitch. I'm actually, hey y'all, you lose you. I lost me for so many years because I was going off of what that person had told me I was. I wasn't going off what God had told me I was, and I had lost all of that. And I started believing what that person was telling me. I started believing what they said who I was. I started believing what other people said I was. I was a single mom, a ready-made family. I was never going to find anybody. I was never going to be anybody. I started believing that. So my life started picturing the stuff that I was believing. Like, everything that I was going through, that shit was happening in real life. See? Baby, when I tell you, look, when I tell you the best decision I made was not only to move to Atlanta with that $77 in my pocket. Thank you for stopping by, boo. Fly girl, bye girl. Thank you, boo. The best thing that I did was believe in myself again. I stopped allowing what people said to be a part of my daily walk or my daily thoughts. So I start counseling assignments. I will be somebody. I will do this. I will. And I remember I was celibate for like 3 years. And it was hard. It was hard. But I wanted to take a different approach of dating. And I wanted to get myself together. And in order to get myself together, I literally had to remove myself from dating, from all of it. And I done dated, and I done had some good days, and I done had some bad days. I done dated NFL players, basketball players, lawyers, doctors, and they all was... Yeah, all of that. And I met my husband at damn Waffle House. Years of being single, and I was like, yeah, I don't want this, I don't want that. Met my husband at Waffle House. But I had to heal myself first. I had to get myself together first. Baby, I felt ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you. And one of my girlfriends, I never forget this. That baby said, you walking around here like you ain't got your 2 front teeth and you musty. And I was like, it takes somebody from Memphis to check the hell out of you for you to be like, damn, I am acting like I ain't got no teeth and I'm musty. And I was like, you know what? I got to get myself back together. It took a lot of years and I'm still healing, but I released a lot of the assignments and words that I put on my life because I was listening to other people. When I said God had a ram in the bush, baby, God was like, just wait, I got you, baby girl. This shit gonna turn around so fast for you, you ain't gonna know what to do. And now I sit and I'll be like, wow, I remember I used to dream about having this inner peace. And now that I have that peace, I'm able to tell people, I promise you it'll get better, y'all. Don't give up. And I know we be like, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Oh, Memphis, hey man. Memphis taught me no matter how bad it get, it can always get better. Because Memphis taught me how to grind. Memphis taught me how to notice if somebody flying 50 miles away. I can spot bullshit so far away that when people come to me with bullshit, I just be like, man, you flying going on somewhere. I ain't got time for it no more. But that's something I learned. Memphis teach you something totally different. And I tell people, if you can make it in Memphis, you can make it anywhere. Because one thing Memphis going to tell you is you got to grind. You got to have a hustle to yourself. And moving to Atlanta tells you got to have more than one income. Atlanta makes you want to be an entrepreneur because Atlanta is like, look, yeah, you got that good job, but let's have some extra income coming in so you can really enjoy Atlanta. And the more and more that have things happen, the more and more I see is that this whole time, all I needed was my peace for me to get to this next chapter of my life. That's it. This next chapter of my life, baby, it's been so good. So please don't give up. And I ain't don't give up it, baby. When I tell you, once you start thinking more positive about yourself and you start putting those manifestations out, they come. The last month, I've been saying every day, I wake up to notifications of somebody purchasing something that I sell or something that I do. And when I tell you every day I wake up from notifications, either somebody is buying my body butter, I'm getting royalty checks from my journals that are on Amazon. I got all of these on. I got 5 journals on Amazon. 5. And I ain't finished yet. That's just a tip. But I see when I push myself and I say those manifestations, I start noticing that they're coming faster. They're coming faster because I'm finally listening to that little voice in my head that was like, hey man, all you needed was your peace. You had to get your own peace. You had to understand that God was a person that was going to give you your peace, not a man, not a woman, not a job, none of that. Your peace came from God. So what we going to do? We going to barbecue or we going to meal do? And I was like, shit, we in the barbecue, baby, because ain't no meal doing over here. I don't allow nothing to disturb my peace. I don't care who it is. I don't know. I take my days and I make sure that I enjoy them. I make sure that I can have my time by myself. I will sit in my office all day and work, but I make sure to take my break. I make sure to listen to my music. I have learned, baby, what you said, baby. I am in a whole different mind space. Like, when I tell you every day, I wake up and I have a notification that somebody has purchased something because I say it every day. I literally script how I want my life every day. And even if I don't see it, I still say it. I've been saying for 6 months, I got checks in the mailbox with my name on it. I ain't had none yet, but that don't mean I'm going to stop. I'm going to still say it because I know I'm manifesting something greater. And I know the more I talk about it, the more it's going to happen. And I know it's hard because I've been there. I lived on Hell Street. Hell, I've been homeless with 2 kids. I done slept in the car with my kids. I have made my kids feel like we were camping every night. And I know how better it gets. I've seen it. I'm living proof of it. I know that you just have to keep going. You can't give up. And I know that shit get hard, especially when you got kids, because everybody want to put their 2 cents in on what you should do. Baby, if you ain't putting in on this, don't tell me what I should do. Baby, when I tell you every day I go check that mailbox, I'm saying, oh, I got checks in the mail. Walk by faith, not by sight. I'm over here. Call me Ray Charles, baby, because I'm walking by that. I am walking by faith. I am walking by faith every day. And it's working. I have worked 3-4 jobs, 2 kids, living in an apartment, barely making it, robbing Peter to pay Paul, paying just enough on the light bill so it won't get cut off, paying just enough on this bill so it won't get cut off, working 3 jobs, not being able to be with the kids all the time, having to send the kids to the guy who signed a birth certificate, even though I despised them going with him, but I couldn't be selfish because I had to allow them to make their own decisions on who he was, because I still had stuff to do. I still had to get myself in line, and I'm glad I did all of them. I mean, all of it. I wouldn't. If somebody would have told me if me now was to go back and see myself 5 years ago and be like, hey, start that healing journey, start that shit now, I'll probably like, for what? It ain't gonna work. It works. When I tell you stuff that come up to me now, I be like, okay. I can't change it. What you want me to do? Oh, okay, baby. That's all I got now. I am now when I say I'm happy, I ain't lying. Because I used to be lying when I said I was happy because I was depressed as hell. Now when I say I'm happy and when I say I have peace, I ain't even lying about it no more, y'all. I was big for, oh, I'm good. No, I'm good. And in the inside, I would get in the car and cry. I used to cry every day on my way home. Why? I didn't know. I was just that depressed. I had so much hurt and I was holding on to that trauma because I wanted to be able to have that sympathy from other people. So I will always have that that sympathy, or I always wanted to tell my story because I wanted people to feel sorry for me because I felt like that's what I needed. I didn't need any of that. I was able to release that story. I was able not to always go back to that same thing. Well, yeah, you know, I had made it through. Now when I talk about it, I just be like, yeah. And people be like, you said, like, it ain't nothing, because it's not anymore. It's just something that happened in my life. I don't go back and want to relive it or re-talk about it all the time. Oh, yeah, that happened. And I can move on because it no longer has a hold over me like it used to. Oh, yeah, I had to go through it. And I'm happy I went through it because I'm able to help other people and tell them it's okay. Y'all, had a lady email me and told me she was looking at a video that actually she was on a live that I did a while ago, and we were talking about, you know, relationships and stuff, and she was saying that she left her husband because she just felt like it wasn't there anymore, and they were together for 21 years. And I tell people all the time, stop staying in situations because of time. Oh, we've been together forever and I just want to stay. Baby. If it don't serve me no good, I leave. I don't care how long I've been in it. If it does not serve me any good and it messes with my peace, I leave. What? Yeah, bye. That's all I got now. I am very happy and I feel amazing. And it's not a lie. I can actually sit here and be like, I feel good, and I'm telling the truth. Normally, I would be like, I feel good, and get in the car and cry because I feel horrible. I'm depressed about something. And I was telling my spiritual coach that I have now accepted and I'm okay with being a housewife. At first, I was like, I'm not nobody housewife. Now I am so happy to be able to say, yeah, I'm a housewife. Because I'm my husband's caretaker. He's a disabled vet. So at any time, if I'm not doing doula stuff, or if I'm not doing stuff with Ask Nanny Q, I'm trying to take care of my husband. I might have to drive him around somewhere because his knee might be messing up that day and he can't drive. And being able to say, yeah, I stay at home and I take care of this and I take care of the home, it does so much more for my heart because I'm doing it because it makes me happy. I'm happy. I get to actually focus on what God told me to do, and I feel good about it. I'm having a good life, and I feel good that I don't have any complaints. Like, I literally, when people text me and be like, how's everything going? Actually, it's going good. I'm busy, but it's a happy busy. It's like I'm happy what I'm doing because I'm doing something that I love. So it's not like a real job per se. It's like I'm able to help parents with their kids, and I love it. I'm able to talk to my clients about doula stuff, and I love it. I'm able to get on here and laugh and talk with you guys and give you advice and help you and look up stuff with you, and I love it. And it's not like a real job. It's not like I gotta get on TikTok and help people. No, it's like, man, this is an amazing feeling to have a job that feels like a vacation daily. It's the don't have any complaints every time for me. I don't have, only complaint that I have now, I don't have any. That was my goal. My goal last year was to not have any complaints in life. My goal last year was to actually feel on the inside part the happiness that I always talk about. And I finally have it. I manifested that in my life daily. I would get up every day and say, you know what? Thank you, God. Thank you for pushing me and not letting me give up. I thank my ancestors. I thank the universe for not giving up on me when I wanted to give up on myself. Because this shit gets hard. This parenting, this wife, this life, this entrepreneur, it is hard. And when you don't have anybody that you can really talk to, because y'all know we be wanting to talk to people, but people be using that against us, or they come back and throw it in your face, and you like, well, Dad, why I talk to you if you weren't gonna do nothing but tell somebody else or do all of that? Oh, you know what? I try to come on here to share it because I don't want y'all to ever feel like y'all are alone. I don't never want anybody who follows me or get on my live to feel like they are the only parent going through something, or the only wife, mom, girlfriend, black woman that has went through a domestic violent relationship or stayed in a relationship because of the kids. I don't want anybody to ever feel that they are the only person that went through that. This is why I always try to make sure that I share my story. I talk to you guys. I tell you this because I don't never want you to feel alone. Because when you feel alone, that's when that depression really gets to you. When you feel alone, the enemy can get in your ear. When you feel alone, your own thoughts can get the best of you. And I know if I can get on here and tell you, you know what? Let me tell you that you ain't got to go through this alone, because I done did this shit. So instead of you going down here to the left and making another left, I want you to go down that same street and make a right and another right, because I made a left and it fucked me up. So make that right. It should be better. And I feel like as long as I can tell you guys that y'all be like, you know what? Auntie said don't make that left, make that right. Let me make that right. And that's why I love that God is giving me the platform to do it. I don't never want anybody to feel that they are by themselves. Oh, baby, I don't judge nobody. When I say I don't judge anybody, if I had a lady email me, okay, so this is getting ready to take a turn. But I want y'all to stay with it. Stay with me. I want that. Look, stay with me. But it's about to take a turn. I had a lady email me a few weeks ago, and she was saying that she had a baby by one guy, and they stopped talking. So she started talking to another guy, and she didn't know that they were friends, and she's pregnant by this guy. Now, come to find out, the two guys are cousins, and his family is the two guys' families are upset because she's, pregnant or whatever. And the kids are like a year and a half apart. And she wanted to set up a time so me and her could talk because it was so much and she didn't want to have to email all of it. So we set up a time. Me and her talked for like 2 hours. It was a good conversation. And she was like, I'm happy I paid for this because I really needed to release all of this. And the whole time we were talking, I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, So as she was talking, I was like, okay, so what do you think what's your plan? What are we doing? And she was able to tell me somewhat of a plan. And I was like, okay. So she just emailed me today and said that she did a lot of the stuff that we talked about. And she was happy that she got it off her chest. And I didn't make her feel judged. Anybody who asks me a question, I try my best not to make them feel bad than what they're already going through. And she was like, so give me your honest opinion. How do you feel that I'm pregnant by cousins? And I told her, I don't care that you're pregnant by cousins. That ain't got nothing to do with me because I ain't putting in on diapers, medical, daycare. I ain't putting in on anything. And we have to stop thinking that a person's opinion can make or break us. And the more I talk to moms and dads and stuff about child care and doing stuff with kids, I always want them to know you're not the only person that's going through this. So I'm talking to this young lady, and then a young man hit me up, and he said he had 2 sisters pregnant. So I always, they cousins, really. She didn't know they were cousins. So the young man who got 2 sisters pregnant found out that they were sisters when he went to a family reunion. He said they live in 2 different states. One of the girls he met in one state, another girl lived in another state. How about the girls didn't even know that they were sisters? They didn't find out until they were he went to one of the girls' family reunions and the other girl was there. And when the other girl was there, that's when the whole family really found out that they were really sisters. And there was a whole lot of stuff going on. But not one time did I judge any of that. I don't judge nobody for anything that they do. Because until you know the full story, you can't even judge when you know the full story. You just be like, okay, so what's the plan? So when I asked him what he wanted to do, he was like, I just don't know what to do. So you have 2 people. One is a woman, one is a male. But guess what? They both got babies by 2 different people. So I always want parents to understand you're not the only person going through craziness. There's a lot of people going through the same thing you're going through. We just don't never talk about it because people love to judge. People love to give their 2 cents. But it's only the 2 cents that benefit them and not you. Yeah, go ahead. There's always 3 sides to the story. It's his side, her side, and the truth. And talking to the young man, he really didn't know that they were sisters. Hell, the girls didn't even know that they were sisters until they went to a family reunion and found out that they were actually sisters. They thought that they were cousins. Come to find out, their dad had slept with 2 different women. And the 2 women, let me go back and look. Because I think the 2 women were like 2nd and 3rd cousins. And they both were from different parts of Mississippi. And everybody know everything is different in Mississippi. I think he said the girl he was messing with was in Alabama and the other girl was in Mississippi. And if you're from Memphis, you know one side is Arkansas and the other side, one side is Mississippi and the other side is Alabama. So I was like, okay, cool. The more and more I read the story, it was a lot of family secrets that went on that made it where the 2 girls didn't even know that they were actually sisters. They didn't find out until they were all at a family reunion, and I'm reading the email how he said it. He pulled Nanny Q. I went to the family reunion with my girlfriend. This was her first time seeing her dad's side of the family. We get to the family reunion. She's introducing me to everybody. As me and her keep walking through the room, I notice a girl who looks like my ex walk up. The girl who looked like my ex was actually my ex. At that moment, I was getting ready to shit myself because I knew all hell was getting ready to break out. Me and my ex had slept together 6 months ago. We saw each other when I was in town, and we end up sleeping together. I haven't had any contact with her, but when I saw her at the family reunion, she had a stomach. She said that she was pregnant 7.5 months. My girlfriend now is 4.5 months pregnant. We all sat down and actually had a good conversation at the family reunion. The more they started talking, they noticed that they were not only cousins, but actually sisters. This was the family reunion on both of their dad's sides of the family. And they didn't know. Now I have 2 kids due by 2 sisters who didn't know that they were sisters. I feel like, and this is what he said, not me, this is him. He said, sometimes I feel like I feel like a hero because I brought 2 cousins together and they're actually sisters. So if I would have never got both of them pregnant, they would have never found out that they were actually sisters. This is why I don't judge nobody. Yeah, he said hero. I know. I ain't say nothing. But they didn't know that they were sisters. So, oh yeah, I would have been sick to my stomach if my ex walked in with a girl who even looked like my cousin. I have a big family. My grandparents have 10 kids. My great uncle on my granddaddy's side of the family, his brother had 16 kids. So I have a big family in Memphis. Everybody, I'm a Rucker, so it was a hero thing. I have a lot of family members. I went to a family reunion and saw people that were let me see. I've seen people that I went to school with that used to bully me in school and found out that they were actually my cousins. And I've always been like, we're family. But you bully me. It's cool. And then I had people who, me and them were stupid cool, and we never knew why we were so cool, and we were actually cousins. Yeah, I'm a Rucker. And it's a lot of Ruckers. That name is actually a German name, and I found out that my great-great-great-grandfather was actually a German who owned a lot of farmland. So, this is why I don't judge. When I tell y'all I don't judge, I just be like, oh, okay. Because you never know. Now, when I first moved to Atlanta, this is totally off subject. When I first moved to Atlanta, I was dating this dude, and he came over my house to see me one time, and he had his work badge on, and the last name said Rucker. That was my last time talking to him. He was like, we might not even be kin. Dude, your last name Rucker, my last name Rucker. This ain't gonna go nowhere, because I think you my cousin, so I'm just gonna leave it. Anybody who last name Rucker, my daddy last name Woods, I'm good. We cousins somewhere down the line. I just leave it at that. That's it. A lot of people, yeah. Like, I got a lot of cousins. My husband always laughs. So for my anniversary this year, our anniversary is July the 5th. All of my cousins on my mama's side, well, some of my cousins on my mama's side came down, and that was 18 of them. 18 of my cousins stayed in my house for 4th of July, and when I say we had so much fun, y'all, we had a ball, and we're doing it again this year. Well, next year. I told them every year I host 4th of July and all my cousins can come. Oh, yeah, baby. We had so much fun. I had to detox for a while after that. Because, it was a lot of drinking in a 3-day weekend. Yeah, it was. But that's why y'all understand why I don't judge people, because you never know what's really going on. I don't judge nobody. The young lady who pregnant by 2 guys and they actually are cousins, she didn't know they were cousins. Yeah, even my cousins that bullied me, I laugh at them now because they be like, oh, we were young. We was just playing. No, y'all literally was running me home from school. But, the world is really small. It really is. When I was on a live one time, and the girl got on the live, and she was like, well, hey, Miss Rucker, first of all, I ain't used that last name in 8 years. Why are you on here calling me by my maiden name? Let's not do that. For one, that's something you inbox me. Don't be on this live telling some, hey, Miss Rucker. No, that ain't my name no more. But she was like, oh, we used to know each other from, I hadn't saw this lady in 18 years. And she got on the live. She was like, I saw you live. And I was like, I know her. Yeah, this big heart of mine has gotten me into a lot of junk. Good and bad. Good and bad. But I wouldn't change it. It hasn't stopped me from helping people. Now I only help people that God tells me to help. I don't just go on the whole, I'm gonna help everybody. That's why I turned my inbox off. Because I had people inboxing me, asking me for money, and asking me, well, I know you do stuff with kids, and I just wanted to know if you could help my kids. If God don't tell me to do it, I don't do it. Yeah, my daddy, he got a lot of kids. I only know 3 of them. Well, 2 of them. There's 2 of my sisters now. I heard that he got more kids. I don't know them. But that whole, yeah. Well, which 3? The cousins or the sisters? Now, the sisters actually have a better chance because even though y'all didn't know that y'all were sisters, and now that y'all know that y'all are sisters, this could be a good thing. Y'all can bond. The kids get to bond, The young lady who's pregnant by cousins, y'all know men are not accepting of things like that as women are. So they probably try to be like, oh, I ain't taking care of that baby, and you had sex with my cousin. She didn't even know y'all were cousins. So she just left one scrub and thought she was getting a better friend out the group, and the friend ended up being your cousin. So that's really, I always tell people, maybe this is a good time for everybody to sit down and get therapy. I am very big on everybody, the whole parent, everybody getting therapy. I'm very big on that. I even tell grandparents, maybe you just want to look into some therapy, especially when these mamas don't want to let their son loose and their sons be happily married. I always ask them, have you and your mom, thought about doing therapy together? And they be like, I don't think about therapy. I don't know if they in Bridgeport. I know a lot of them are, my dad is a Woods, and a lot of them are in California, Chicago, and Memphis. I don't, I have, even the Woods size of my family is huge. I think my grandmama told me my granddaddy had 9 siblings. I talked to a few of my great uncles, not a lot of them. I even have some of my cousins that's on here, they're Woods. One of my cousins, his name is Trevor. He was like, cuz, I didn't know you was on TikTok. I was like, yeah, my son is, well, let me say this. Me and my kids are like this. Like, me and my daughter talk every morning, period. FaceTime. Soon as she get off work, we talk. In the afternoons, we talk. I've made sure because we grew up together. You know, I had my first child at 17, so me and my kids were able to grow up together. And we talk about everything together. And even when my son had, when he had his child, I stayed out of all of it. I made sure I'm a very respectful grandparent. I don't push the boundaries of, well, I'm the grandmama. I know. Whatever they say they want to do, I say, okay. They wanted him to be a pescatarian. I was like, that's fine. I'm with you on that. If that's how you want it. I am staying in my lane as a grandparent and not overstepping as, you know, I've been there. If they ask for my opinion, I give it. And people always be like, you know, with you and your son being so close, hey, they be like, you know, when you and your son being so close, how do you act with his girlfriends? Only when he was younger, I would be like, yeah, I don't like her energy. Now that he's over 21, he's 24, and he has like real relationships. Him and his girlfriend just got an apartment too. Other than, hey, I cooked, I text his girlfriend and be like, hey, I cooked. Or I text her, me and her talk about a lot of social media stuff. Even my grandson's mom, I text her and talk to her about stuff. She'll call me still and be like, Mama, this is what's going on with the baby, what we need to do. Even my godson, their girlfriends, fiancés, they call me and ask me stuff about my grandbabies. And I just let them know, hey, this is what we're doing. But I always stay in a place that I never want those women, those young ladies, to feel that I'm overstepping because I'm the mom or the godmom or any of that. Yes, I try to maintain very healthy boundaries because I don't never want another woman to feel like I am pushing the issue. Oh, well, that's his mama. Me being his mom would never change. You being with him is more important than me being his mom, because I'm tell you the truth, that's your problem. Now, I did my job. Tag you in, girl. And I stay in my lane. I try my best not to overstep or to get in the business or to say this. Hey, man, you live and you learn. I don't like that mama boy. I don't like all that. He's a mama's boy. He's going to always make sure his mom's good. Baby, that man is grown and married. Leave that child alone. He got a living girlfriend. Leave them folks alone. Stop asking your son to still come over your house and do stuff, and you know he got a girlfriend at home or they live together. Y'all, it is 1:11. I am very big on all of that. I never have understood any woman who still wants to make their son do stuff and their son is in a full relationship. I don't care if your son is in a relationship with a girl or a man. That child has a relationship and they are living their life. Stop making them still try to do stuff at your house. It is very cut the umbilical cord moment. I'm telling the truth. Cut the umbilical cord. Allow these kids to live their own life. Stop calling your daughter where you talk bad about your daughter but you praise your son. That right there grinds my gears too. I have a girl and a boy, and I've always been big on whatever he can do, she can do too. When my kids went to prom, people were so mad at me that my daughter had a hotel room. My son had a hotel room while my daughter can't have one. Well, that's your daughter. Okay. She more responsible than my son. What you want me to do? No, he had a hotel room for prom. She got a hotel room for prom. Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm all for it, baby. It ain't no gender roles in my house. My daughter took out the trash just like my son. We made sure everybody had household duties and we swiped them. It ain't no one Oh, boys only take out the garbage, baby. Every Tuesday, I take out the garbage because I know my husband is at work. And I have learned that I love to be in control and stuff. So if you don't do it when I ask, I'm just going to keep asking. So I had to stop because I have to understand that other people are busy. They can't do things right now because I want it done. So instead of me waiting till my husband get home to be like, take the garbage out because I got to go out in the morning, he know it. I go ahead and do it. That's one less thing I got to say something to him about. I take the garbage out. I take it back and put it in the back of the house when they come. I don't care. Only thing I don't do is stuff for my car. Anything happen with my truck, that is a husband thing. I'm allergic to grass, so I don't do nothing in the yard. That's it. See, I paid, so for prom for both of the kids, my son, I got him a custom suit done. My brother actually let my son drive his drop top for prom. For my daughter prom, her prom was actually at a hotel. So we got her a room at the hotel. And I gave her my Uber account if she wanted to go somewhere. But I think one of her friends had a car that night, so they didn't need a car. I paid for the room for everybody. So I was good with that. Y'all have fun. My husband took her to prom and dropped her off. If y'all remind me, comment on one of my videos, I upload the video. My husband literally picked her up out of the car and put her down so she could go to prom. Like, all of that. What you mean, families with associates? Ever dealt with families with associates? But, oh yeah, baby, what's good for one is good for the other. I ain't do all of that. And I'm very happy that I made sure that both of the kids were good. I made sure that both of the kids knew what they needed to do. I was like, look, that's what we doing. We ain't doing nothing extra. This is your budget. This was her budget. That was literally it. Assistants? Like, what you mean, how do I deal with them? Like my clients that have a personal assistant? Hey, I've been good, boo. Most of my clients that have, like, I have their personal assistant number. All of my nanny clients that have had personal assistants, I always got in contact with their personal assistant so I can let them know how your day getting ready to go. Oh, she on 12 today, just a FYI. I was always cool with the assistants. Any of my nanny clients that had assistants, I was always cool with the assistant because the assistant, I can be like, hey, I just got here today. This is how she is this morning. When they left the assistant will be able to say, hey, this is the kind of day she had, so this is how she going to be on her way home. So I always like to have good relationships with anybody who works in the house. The housekeeper, the yard guy, the pool people, the handyman. I had everybody contact information because I always wanted to make sure we all stayed on the same page. It ain't nothing for me to do with the assistant is jealous because I stay in my own lane. Unless I'm a house manager, even when I was like, and the only reason I always reference this person is because she tells all of her stuff on social media anyway. Even when I worked for Ming Lee, Ming had her own personal assistants for Snob Life. She had her own assistants for her Flatiron company. And with those, I would come to the office, laugh and talk with people, but I stayed in my lane. I never got into any of the business with the office. I never got into any of the business with anything else. My main concern was the child. Even Story's dad, even Fly, I talked to his assistant, I talked to his security people, but it was never like we didn't do any extra stuff. No, Ming Lee, their own Snob Life here in Atlanta. Oh yeah, no, I never had any of even Ming or Fly. Neither one of their assistants was jealous of the relationship that I had with Story because they knew that I was with Story more than anybody else. We actually were, all of us were cool. I was able to text people and be like, oh, this is what, especially if their schedules changed. They were always be like, hey, the schedule is changing, so we might have to change this. Or, hey, Story got this going on, and Fly wanted to know if we can push it back. So I always made sure that I respect everybody's job and I stay in my own lane. But at the same time, I never really had any problems with anybody being jealous because me and my boo was so close, and me and Story like this. That's my dog right there. If the assistant is jealous of the relationship that you and the child have, ask her if she want to be a nanny. Because normally that's what it is. Like, I've had housekeepers be mad because the family has brought in me for the nanny and they told the family they wanted to be the nanny. But other than that, I stay in my lane. I don't care about all the extra shit. As long as my check good and ready. I don't care about that extra jealousy stuff. Me and my baby's good. We Gucci. Yeah, I stay in my lane about all of that. I saw most of my contracts stop at 2 years. And the reason why I stop a lot of my nanny contracts is 2 years is because I want my babies to go ahead and start going to school. And I actually be so happy that they're in school, and I still will pick them up in the afternoons until mom and dad are on one page on how the pickups are going to go. Like when Story started school. Did I cry? No. Was I upset? Yeah, my little feelings were a little hurt because my baby was growing up. But I was still picking her up from school most of the days unless we were traveling. We had a very good communication. Even like now, I haven't worked with Ming in probably a year. But I still go to the house. I still have a regular relationship with Story. Even Khaleesi. I still have a lot of my clients that I might not nanny full-time for, but I'm still like part-time. If they need to travel, I travel with them, with the baby. And I've been doing this for like 3-4 years for some of my clients. But I love to see my babies be in school. I love every second of it. It is just such a joy to be like, I used to wipe you and cuddle and hold you, and now you coming to me asking me you got games on your phone. So yeah, I love it. I love all of it. Let me see. I'm trying to read some of the comments. Yeah, normally if you kind of talk, if you sit down and talk about it openly to find out where's the jealousy lie, like what is the reason you're jealous of me and this child? Do you really want to be the nanny? Or you talk to them, and sometimes it's not even jealousy. It's just that we pick up on bad energy from people. And some people just can't help that energy. That'd really be a lot of it. Some people can't handle when you have very bright energy, so they just be mad about that. They don't even be mad at the relationship you have with a child. They be mad at the simple fact that your energy is good. Who posted one on YouTube? What we talking about on YouTube? Who posted something on YouTube? Mm. I won't say what y'all talking about on YouTube. Oh yeah, I posted it on YouTube. You know what? When people talk bad about like, so I worked with this lady, and she had hired a morning nanny, and I was the afternoon nanny. And the morning nanny was like, oh, they talk so bad about you when you leave every day, and they say this about you, and they say this about you. And she was just doing all this extra stuff, and I was like, really? They talk bad about me? And she was like, yeah, they say this about you. And she was really doing a lot of talking, and I was like, man, I ain't never had a problem with them, so I wonder why they, talking bad. So I left it alone, and I prayed about it. And then the housekeeper came to me and was like, you know that she's lying to you. And I was like, who? She was like, the nanny. I was like, really? So I left it alone for another 2-3 weeks. Y'all, this lady was on Facebook taking pictures of the mom's purses and gifts and stuff that she got. She was taking pictures of it and putting it on her Facebook saying, oh, my client brought me this Louis bag, this Dior bag. She's asking me to be full-time. She's doing this, she's doing that. And I was like, wow, she's just full of it. But it was all a lie. Nobody was even talking about me. She had made up everything. She was faking like she had all this stuff together, and she was like, well, how much money you make? And I always tell lowball people when they ask me how much money I make, because that ain't none of your business how much money I make. So she was like, oh, how much money you make? And I was like, oh, just 17. And she was like, oh, well, they offered to pay me 22 an hour. I was like, oh, that's awesome. You might want to take it. And she was like, I don't know. I don't really like working here with them. And I was like, oh, okay. I never gave extra information. I told this lady anything. And one day I had called the lady I nannied for just so she could hear how she talks when it's just me and her. And I let her hear everything this lady had been saying about her. And yeah, they said this about you. They said this about you. And I was like, wow, they really talk about me a lot when I'm not here. And she was like, yes, they don't like you at all. You might want to just go ahead and quit because they said they're going to fire you. And I was like, wow. How much was I getting paid? A lot. Oh, I'm not cheap at all. If I was to take a full client right now, if I was to work full time right now for somebody, let me see. Cause I ain't. Yeah, if somebody was to ask me to work for them right now, they'll have to pay me $80,000 a year. So that $80,000 a year, yeah, she definitely got fired. Cause the mom was like, she didn't do dysfunction, and she doesn't do that whole line to keep a job. So I was like, I know. And she was like, I truly appreciate you not, believing what she said and quitting. I was like, I wasn't gonna quit. Girl, I don't care what nobody say. You can tell me so-and-so was talking about you and they said this and they said that. I'll be like, oh, okay, I appreciate it. Because here's the thing. People talking about me, it ain't never, it's always been a, oh, okay kind of thing. Because I want to know, what did you say while they were talking about me? I don't care. Definitely don't care. But yeah, that's how much, if somebody was to pull me in right now, the least that I would take is 79K a year. That's the least amount that I would take, is 79K a year. And I get paid it. They wouldn't hesitate at all. I got clients now that's like, that's it. I just can't do nothing full time because I got too many other irons in the fire, like the old people say. Yeah, if you want to start off, like, I have a nanny course for nannies, like for people who already have the education or the experience in childcare. I did a nanny course which helps you make sure you don't get taken advantage of. Because a lot of times parents out here try to get the boom and the bam for beer. They trying to pay you tap water, but they can afford champagne. So I did a full nanny course to make sure to help my nannies not get taken advantage of. That's why, if you weren't here when I first started, that's why I pushed so hard to put my nanny course on Afterpay. Because I wanted people to be able to afford to take the nanny course and get the knowledge that they need so they don't get taken advantage of. So many times nannies get taken advantage of just because they don't know. So that's why I end up doing a full nanny course to help, to make sure that we talk about stuff that a lot of people don't want to talk about, and to make sure that you're staying up on your game and you're not just out here getting used. Because I have a lot of nannies who were taking the course because they were trying to come out of being teachers, or they were trying to, get something new going. But when they were talking to parents, the parents were really getting over on them. Like one nanny said that she was getting paid $15 an hour for 2 kids. And I was like, girl, no. And she was doing lighthouse duty. It was a lot of different things that they were getting her, but that pay wasn't where it was supposed to be. And if this is your first time being a nanny, people are always going to try to get over on you. That's why I did the full nanny course. I did not want people to take advantage of nannies, because we have an amazing heart. We really love kids. But when it comes to money, a lot of times we're afraid to say, no, I can't work for that. Believe me, when one family won't pay you, there is a family that will pay you. Believe me, there is a family that will pay you. I am living proof that there are families out there that'll pay you. I have a family right now offering me $95K a year to work for them. All money ain't good money though. That energy was off when I went to that interview. When I say off, I went in that interview and I felt like I couldn't breathe. I feel like they were sucking the life out of me. And they were just like, yeah. It was like everything was slow motion. I had to get out that interview so fast. I don't even think I made it to my car without spraying Florida water on me. I was spraying Florida water all over me. I was taking my crystals out, rubbing them on me. I was like, whatever that is, get off me. You can't go home with me. This is why it's very important that you take a course. Even if you don't take my nanny course, take a course on being a nanny so you don't get messed over. And that's just being truthful. How do you get yourself out there? Being a nanny, you just put yourself out there. A lot of my clients are word of mouth. A lot of my clients are just word of mouth. They know somebody, or my very first client was one of my old clients, and they had a child and they needed another nanny. And they called me and was like, oh, we need a nanny. And I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, no, we want to use the nanny service. And I was like, really? Like, I was leaving them to start my nanny service. And they were my actually first client. And they have referred 8 of their friends. And all 8 of their friends have used my service. A lot of my nannies, even my nanny jobs, are word of mouth. Especially my high profile clients. That whole high profile, they only use certain people. It's like, it's so much in that industry that I understand now. Like, now I understand why men who are, rich men date the same women, because they stay in that same group. It's the same thing for nannies, for housekeepers, for house managers. Once they find one that's good and don't tell their business, that's why you never know a name or who that person was. I give you a story, but you will never know a name or an area or the race of that person. And I had to get a lot of okays from families before I did any of my Ask Nanny Q stuff. When I first started Ask Nanny Q, I sent out 47 emails asking if it was okay if I told stories about things that went on with families. And some of the people had their lawyers to contact me. I had to sign paperwork with lawyers to make sure, hey, you can tell this story, but you can't tell the name, you can't tell the area, you can't tell the business, because then my client will be, I'm fine with all of that. So I tell y'all every story being a nanny, but I never tell a name, a race. I never give any of that information out. Yeah, I'm not getting sued. That's why when people be like, you can sell that stuff to, I ain't selling it to nobody. Oh, that's a backdrop. And if you need a backdrop like that, look at my Amazon storefront, and you can get that backdrop too. Who is this trying to join my live? I am located in Atlanta. I have learned all money is not good money when it comes to this nanny and stuff. I told y'all how I would quit a job. I have walked in a nanny job thinking it was one thing, and it is totally different. I had a client quit on the first day because her kids, she had 3 kids, and she needed a nanny for all 3 kids. But the thing was, the kids were not allowed in the main house. They had to stay in their quarters. But the kids' quarters was like a 3-bedroom apartment. Well, a 4-bedroom apartment. Like, they had 4 rooms. Everybody had their own personal bathroom. It was a full kitchen, full living room. The only time the kids were allowed into the main house when it was time to eat dinner, when their dad came in town. And the kids were not able to tell him that they couldn't come into the main house. Quit their job soon as I got there. I saw everything, and I started talking to the old nanny. And there's nothing that you can call the police on because they got everything they need. I try to not work in situations that are pull on my energy too much. Like, I have clients that pull on my energy. Maybe they're going through something and I can feel it. So I'm that nanny that's always going to make sure that the energy in the house is good. I'm going to sage your house. I'm going to open up windows. I'm going to pray. I'm going to tell whatever that's in that house, you got to go, baby. I got to keep my energy. And I learned you have to stay in environments that are good energy. And a lot of these jobs, they pay damn good money, but it is not worth my energy. It is not worth my peace. It is not worth my sanity. And that's what a lot of it be. People want you to sometimes work for nothing. The higher up the celebrity is, the more bullshit you have to deal with. And when I say bullshit, a lot of the stuff y'all see on social media is so fake. No, she never came to the kids' quarters or none of that stuff. She had kids because that was the only way she was able to get money from the family. See, I always have I have 5 clients now that I'm looking for nannies for, and they're all paying. But like some families, I have to be like, all right, chill. You asking for a lot, but you ain't paying. So I can't even waste your time to say that, I can find you a nanny because you want Mary Poppins, but you want to pay her Like she a cartoon character. You can't want somebody to basically raise your kids, but you don't want to pay them but pennies. The kids were just a come up. I've nannied for a lot of families like that only had kids because that was the only way that a lot of the stuff could happen in the family. Like, I nannied for a lady that in her prenup, she had to have 5 kids. And she could not gain over a certain amount after she had each child. But that was a part of her prenup, and that's what she signed. But she said that was a lifestyle that she wanted because she came from something else. She met this man, he was taking care of her, and he wanted kids. And she was like, they came up with a number 5, so they put that in the prenup. She had to have 5 kids within a 10-year span. I don't know no girl who said she moved to Atlanta and hated it. I don't live in the city limits. I'm in Peachtree City. I'm on the south side. I don't go to the city for shit. Only time I go to the city is when I got a client I gotta meet. And half of that time I'm in Roswell. I'm in Alpharetta. I don't go to Atlanta for nothing. Atlanta is different from when I first moved here. When I first moved to Atlanta 20 years ago, I was at Lenox probably twice. Every other Friday, I was going to Lenox because BB would have a sale. BCBG was having a sale. This is when 9 West and stuff was in the mall. So I was always in Lenox. Now, unless I got to pick up something for a client, like one of my clients that lives out of town, she'll call me and be like, hey, can you go to Prada and pick this up for me? Or can you go to Neiman Marcus and pick this up for me? And other than that, your girl don't know. No. Mm-mm. And yes, I still have clients that call me and ask me to pick up clothes from the mall for them, especially if they're traveling a lot. They'll call and be like, hey, are you free? What's your schedule like? I'm going to send you some money. Can you go pick this up from Neiman Marcus? Or can you go to Lenox or Phillips Plaza for me and pick this up? I'm traveling, but I need this and I need you to ship it. So even though I don't physically have like full-time clients, my clients still call me like I still work for them full-time. But I love it. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. Baby, they took 9 West out of Lenox a while ago, and I didn't know it until I went to pick something up out of Bloomingdale's. I went to go get some perfume for myself out of Bloomingdale's, and I was like, let me see who got a sale. Whoop. What now? They got a now? Oh, it's so much. It's so many different things in Lenox now. I don't even, yeah. Oh, yeah, I love my clients. One of my clients just called me the other day, and she was like, hey, I have a lady that does yard signs in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, if you need a yard sign, hit me up on IG, and I'll send you my girl information. She does parties. She does all of my clients that need a party, because I don't know who that is. All of my clients that need, like, birthday parties and need stuff done, I send her. She's my go-to for all of that. If my client says, I got a birthday party, I need somebody to help. Oh, let me go ahead and send you my girl. She does all my yard signs for all of my clients. And I still got clients when they need a yard sign, like a happy birthday yard sign. They call me. They send me the money. I call her, and we do it every year. Like, I have clients that I still talk to on a regular basis. ATL is very different. The traffic is very different. Now when I'm in traffic in Atlanta, I have to listen to slow music. I used to be able to listen to my old school Jeezy going through traffic. Now I got a whole different attitude going through traffic. I need something slow. I need to relax. I got to be on it because folks can't drive, and I got a truck. I'm whipping that thing. So Lenox is different. Yeah, a lot of times, I've helped a few out of town clients, but I always tell my clients I don't mind helping them if they're out of town, but they have to understand that everything is virtual. And if they're okay with me doing the whole thing virtual, I got them. Some clients don't want me to do virtual. They want me to be in person and interview people. So they be like, But the clients that I have helped, I helped San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas, Texas. I've helped people find nannies there. 2 people in Philadelphia. 2 people in Memphis. I have a lady that has a nanny service in North Carolina, so I recommend everybody to her. And that's normally it. I haven't been anywhere else, but I haven't tried either. Okay, what you need advice on? Yeah, I have 2 husbands, 2 wives. I don't care about that. Who you like is who you like. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care. As long as, and you know what's so crazy? I have a friend of mine, him and his husband just adopted a child. And when they were going through the adoption process, we did a lot of talking because I'm a CASA. So I was able to help them on the back end of some of the stuff that they were saying. And with me having experience nannying for couples, especially me, I have a lot of, not going to say a lot, I have helped probably 5 couples find nannies, and a lot of those couples are part of the LGBTQ community. So I don't care about all that shit. Hey man, as long as the kids are taken care of, who you sleep with and what you do, what they're gonna do. Me having an opinion on it is what? It's a waste of fucking breath. Who you like is who you like. I don't determine where you go when you die, so don't care about what nobody's opinion is about it. Oh, they getting twins? Yes. So my friend, they child, he was older, but we did a lot of back and forth talking, going through court documents, just making sure everything was good. But I love it. I don't care. I have a lot of friends that are part of the LGBTQ community, and when I tell you it's me and them, hey man, it's me and them. I don't be caring about all that. I go out with them, we kick it, we go out of town, my husband come with me sometimes. Hey man, it ain't nothing. Yeah man, let me see. How do I ask about the nanny service in San Antonio? Just email me. Email me at, I think it's info@gigs in, it's a link in my link tree. Go to my gigs, my nanny service website, and send me a message, and I'll let you know. If you don't have a problem with me doing everything virtually, I can help you find a nanny in San Antonio. I just did employment verifications for like 4 nannies that live in San Antonio. I have 2 in Dallas and 1 in Houston. My 1 in Houston, she already found a job. 2 of them in Dallas, those clients hired them. So it's different finding nannies outside of Atlanta, but it's just a lot of work on my end because I have to look up pay rates and look at the laws and stuff to make sure that everybody's getting paid good. I haven't had any in Kentucky yet, but that's just because nobody has, like, I always tell people, send me your nanny resume. If you're a nanny, send me your resume because I have clients from everywhere. So if the parents don't mind me doing everything virtually, after they pay them fees, baby, we gonna find some nanny. I'm in Georgia, so I do all parts of Georgia. If it's like with COVID, I did more virtual stuff, and because like some of my clients, when they're like on movie sets or filming in the studio, like I even did a full nanny interview with one of my clients while he was in the studio recording his album. And his album was actually very good. I loved it. But we did the whole interview the whole time he was in, because that was the only time he had free was when he was in the studio. So I was able to listen to him do his whole album, and we found a nanny and did all of that stuff. So I do a lot of stuff virtually. And I thank COVID, because COVID made me extend and do more. Stop cursing in front of them. Kids pay attention to what they say, what you say. So if you take cursing out of all of the music, the TV shows, and everything you look at, they'll start adapting to different things. You just have to talk different around them. You just have to make sure that you try different words. When they, like my grandson, his new word is "oh shit." So every time he said, I would say, no, we don't say that. We say "oh crap," or we say "oh shucks." I give him different alternates of things to say, so he understands that that's not a word that he can use. But that's it. She wants to be a nanny. Tell her to take my nanny course, so she can have the groundwork done. That I am getting, and you know what? I'm getting good feedback from my nanny course, and I appreciate that. Some stuff people were asking me to add to it or change, or I made it that people can take a year to take it. I only put a 1 year time limit on it. So you got a year to take it. I didn't want to rush anybody, because I know life gets to us. So I didn't want to rush people to do it. So, go to my website. So understand, finding a nanny, there is a fee. It is not, oh my fucking God. Let me tell y'all about this. So I had a lady reach out to me, and she said she needed a nanny. I was like, okay. So I told her to go to my website so she could see all the prices and fees on how everything goes. She was like, okay, cool. I'll go to your website and look at it. All right, bet. She went to my website, and she was like, oh, well, this says this and this says that. I said, no, ma'am, if you go back, this is what it says. So I'm telling her everything. And I tell people, make sure to read. I'm not going to do it for you. This is why I made my website very wordy. It explains everything. It explains everything I offer. This baby was like, oh, okay. And I even, when I talk to my parents, I tell them, if you hire a nanny in Georgia, the state of Georgia, no nanny for my service makes under $20 an hour. So don't try to lowball me and be like, all I can pay is $18. I'm not going to find you a nanny, because I am a nanny and I understand how pay works. You're not going to try my nannies. And she was like, oh, I was looking for a nanny, and this is this. So I started the consultation, and I told her, this is how much everything is. This is what we're doing. Well, how much do you charge? So I told her how much I charge. Well, would you be willing? She wanted me to nanny for her friend for $19 an hour. Girl, you done lost your everlasting. Baby, if I tell you every nanny in my service starts at $20. So I was so upset about that. Like, how you don't try me and don't try my nannies. So here's the difference. When people tell me I've raised kids before, that is not professional nanny. You've raised kids, you worked with kids, but have you worked with kids that are not members of your family? If I want to be a nanny, I want to be a nanny. I have experience. I can do this. I can do that. Do you have professional experience with people outside of your family? That is experience. Saying if that's the case, I can tell people I got experience because I got 2 kids. No, you have to have professional experience with people who are not your family, because you treat your family different than you will somebody else that's not your family. So having worked with kids that are your family kids, or your cousins or brothers and sisters, or I got kids, that does not count for professional experience. That just means you work with kids. You didn't work with your family. I need people that have experience, professional jobs. You've worked in childcare, you've worked in a daycare setting, you've worked for private people. Other than that, I don't hire anybody that has less than 7 years of professional private experience. And that professional private experience could be daycare. They're still working in child care environment. If they don't have professional experience, no. Oh, I have people all the time that tell me, "Oh, I want to be a nanny. I need a nanny, but I can only pay 16 or 17. I can't find you a nanny because none of my nannies work for that cheap. To sign up to be a nanny, send me your resume. If you go to my nanny service website, it's a info at gigs. Send their resume there. Hi, Jamaica. Y'all know I love my Jamaican people. Y'all took care of me and y'all didn't even know it. Oh yeah, my teachers that are nannies now, it is so easy for them to transition over. Only thing I tell them is to make sure that you have a course up under you, like make sure you get your CPR class and all of that good stuff. Yeah, I know. I worked in home. I did in home. That in home is different. That whole whew, that in home, baby, that was different. There's nothing I can recommend but patience. It depends on their age too, but you just have to be patient with them. Mm-hmm. Working in pediatrics is totally different. That is not professional child care experience because you were only with those kids for like 5-10 minutes. Like professional child care experience means you worked in a daycare or a private nanny setting where you and a child were together for like 5 to 9 hours a day with multiple kids. Because here's the difference: being a nanny means it's just you and that child. So you have to find activities for you guys to do all day. You can't just, if a parent emails me and say the nanny that I got, they sit on their phone all day. I email the nanny with the parent on the email and say, look, the parent is brought to my attention that you'd like to stay on your phone all day during work hours. If this is something that is more important that it was on your phone than taking care of the child, let me know, and tomorrow could be today can be your last day. I don't play about being on that phone when you're working with my babies. You are going to pay attention to that child and not that phone. I am very strict on finding a good nanny for every child because I need my babies to be around good people and not people just looking for a job or a check. I need people that are going to pour into my babies, people who are really love working with kids, and this is just not a job. I need people with my babies that even after they're not working with my babies still felt that love that they got from their nanny. That's the kind of nanny service I have. I'm not about just finding somebody for a job. When we on the phone and we're talking and what's on your resume is different from what we talked about, so what's that? What happened there? And you have to be able to pass a background check. I do a motor vehicle check. All of that. And with certain clients, I'm not gonna lie, they ask me to do a credit check. If it's a real high profile client, they will ask me to do a credit check. And the reason why they want a credit check, because if you owe a lot of debt, people who have a lot of debt, when they see money sitting around those houses, a lot of times that money be in the nanny pocket. So this is why I do a credit check sometimes. I'm on live, baby.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I'll call you when I finish.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there are websites on Facebook that help find nannies and all of that. Anywhere you are, you can ask around to find a good nanny. I normally just get resumes. I go to different places that I am in that are nannies, and I post a job and all of that look good stuff. Send a message to my nanny website. The link is in my link tree. And please look over my nanny website, because I don't want anybody on here thinking that finding a nanny is free. It is not. There are fees with it. I will not do this for free. And a lot of people get upset. Oh, I thought this was a free service. No, I am taking my time. And it takes a lot of time. It normally takes between 3 to 6 weeks for me to find a good nanny, do background checks, and interview everybody, because I'm calling the people you say you work for, and if I can't get in touch with 3 people, I don't even call you back. I'm good. I need to be able to talk to people. I need to make sure that they're not your family member trying to say that you nannied for them so you can get this job. So with my nanny course, people are able to ask me all situations and questions. I actually have a nanny group that's a part of the nanny course. So once you finish the nanny course, they ask you to a group, and in that nanny group, we can go back and forth, and you're able to stay in the group. I haven't put a time limit on, when you gotta leave. So a part of the nanny course is having that nanny group. So everybody that takes the nanny course, they're added to the nanny group. And when they finish the nanny course, they can ask me questions on situations, or if they need help with stuff with kids and stuff, they can ask me all those questions and stuff. I haven't had any bad male nannies. I've actually hired 3 male nannies since I started my nanny service in 2015. It's all about what the parent wants. It's not about what I want. If the parent said that they're okay with having a male nanny, I don't care. Oh, yeah, I do a lot of word of mouth. A lot of word of mouth is how I get a lot of my clients. A lot of word of mouth. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. Okay, y'all, I got to get off this live. I've been on here for 2 hours. I got a client getting ready to start in an hour, and I got to take my scarf off. Look, I got to get ready for work. Okay, thank you, guys. All of my links are in my link tree. Does non-pay intern? I don't do any interning. Yeah, I don't do any intern work for nannies. Okay, guys, I gotta get off. I got work to do. Thank you for being on my live. Check my link tree if y'all have any questions at all. And send all your questions to xnannyq.com. Thank you.